The journey of women from being disenfranchised and restricted to achieving greater equality and independence has been long and transformative. Below is a timeline and list of significant events and milestones in the history of women's rights, including the things women were once not allowed to do and the key moments of revolution and progress. Things women weren't allowed to do. Voting. Historical restriction. Women were largely denied the right to vote in most parts of the world. Key milestones. New Zealand, 1893, first country to grant women the right to vote. USA, 1920, 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote. UK, 1928, full suffrage granted to women over 21. Switzerland, 1971, women gained the right to vote in federal elections. 2. Owning property. Historical restriction. Married women often couldn't own property independently of their husbands. Key milestones. UK, Married Women's Property Act 1870 and 1882, allowed married women to own and control property. USA, 1809 to 1900, various states enacted laws allowing women to own property. 3. Access to education. Historical restriction. Higher education was often restricted to men. Key milestones. Staunton, USA, 1837, Oberlin College in Ohio became the first coeducational college in the U.S. UK, 1920, Oxford University allowed women to earn degrees. 4. Employment. Historical restriction. Women were often barred from professional and skilled jobs. Key milestones. USA, 1963, Equal Pay Act aimed to abolish wage disparity based on sex. WI and WW2, women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers due to labor shortages. 5. Entering politics. Historical restriction. Women were often barred from holding political office. Key milestones. New Zealand, 1893, first women elected to Parliament. USA, 1917, Jeanette Rankin became the first woman elected to Congress. 6. Access to birth control. Historical restriction. Birth control was illegal or heavily restricted. Key milestones. USA, 1960, the FDA approved the first birth control pill. UK, 1967, Abortion Act legalized abortion under certain conditions. 7. Serving in the military. Historical restriction. Women were largely barred from combat roles. Key milestone, 2013, ban on women serving in combat roles lifted. Israel, 1948 present. Women have been serving in various military roles, including combat, since the founding of the state. Women's rights movements and revolutions. 1. First wave feminism, late 19th, early 20th century. Focus, legal issues, primarily on gaining the right to vote, suffrage. Key events. Seneca Falls Convention, 1848, USA, first women's rights convention. Suffrage movements, spread across the world, leading to voting rights in various countries. Number 2. Second wave feminism, 1960s to 1980s. Focus, equality in the workplace, reproductive rights, and legal inequalities. Key events. Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique, 1963, sparked widespread discussion on women's roles. Roe v. Wade, 1973, USA, legalized abortion nationwide. 3. Third wave feminism, 1990s to 2000s. Focus, diversity, individualism, and broader inclusivity of women of different races, classes, and sexual orientations. Key events. Anita Hill hearings, 1991, USA, sparked a national conversation on sexual harassment. Global Conferences on Women, 1995 Beijing, addressed global women's rights issues. 4. Fourth wave feminism, 2012 present. Focus, internet-based activism, intersectionality, and combating sexual harassment, e.g., Me Too movement. Key events. Me Too movement, 2017, global movement against sexual harassment and assault. How women have reached a better life today. 1. Economic empowerment. Women now have access to a broader range of professions and are entering leadership roles in business and politics. Microfinance and entrepreneurship programs specifically targeting women have empowered millions in developing countries. 2. Legal protections. Laws against domestic violence, sexual harassment, and workplace discrimination have provided more safety and equality for women. 3. Educational access. Women now outnumber men in higher education in many countries, leading to greater economic and social opportunities. 4. Reproductive rights. Access to contraception, abortion, and comprehensive health care has given women more control over their bodies and life choices. 5. Political representation. More women are in political office than ever before, influencing policies that impact women and society as a whole. 6. Social and cultural influence. Women have become prominent figures in media, science, art, and culture, shaping society's values and perceptions. Conclusion: the journey towards gender equality has been a complex and ongoing process. Women have achieved significant victories, but the fight for equal rights continues in various parts of the world. Understanding the history of these struggles is crucial to appreciating the freedoms enjoyed today and recognizing the work still needed to ensure equality for all.